So this morning at the clinic we've had an emergency case come in, and that's the case of Peaches the bulldog. Peaches went for a walk, and when she got home she collapsed and she wasn't able to breathe very well, and her owners rushed her in as an emergency for us to have a look at. And it became quite obvious quite quickly that she was suffering from heat stroke. Now, heat stroke is where the temperature of the dog gets really high and they aren't able to bring it back down again. Dogs can only get rid of heat through their feet. That's the only place they can sweat, and by panting. And if that's not enough to get the temperature down, then you get this spiraling, elevating temperature, and that temperature can prove to be fatal. It can cause organ shutdown and seizures and coma and death. And if you don't get treatment straight away, then it can go on to be fatal. So we rushed her in and we put her on oxygen. So you can see that she's got the catheter up her nose, providing her oxygen. It's providing oxygen that's gone through water to keep it nice and moist. She's also getting aggressive fluid therapy into her veins to bring her temperature down, as well as things like cool blankets which are covered in water, and the use of surgical spirit to get the heat to evaporate off. And you have to be very careful as you're lowering the temperature, because if you go too far down to a normal temperature again, then they go the other way afterwards, and you end up with a dog that's too low. So you have to cool them down kind of quite fast to start with, but then gently down to their normal temperature. And she's doing very well. Her temperature has come down to normal now, but she's still going to be critical for an next hour or two while we keep a really close eye on her. And this is something at this time of year to be really vigilant for. This is what we see classically in dogs that are in a car, but in certain breeds, especially bulldogs, it can just happen on a walk. So have to be really careful about walking them at sunny points of the day, and also having stuff on hand to start that cooling process if you suspect a problem. But because of the risks of going too far, you still need to get veterinary advice ASAP.